The Lexus LX shows that the Mercedes G-Wagon is grossly overpriced. I'll include a link to the Lexus here on Murray's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a twin-turbo 3.4-liter V6 that's paired to a hybrid system and a 10-speed. Fuel economy is 19 around town, 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 457 horsepower and then 583 pound-feet of torque. That's more than the G550. The more of you that subscribe, the more access I get to cars, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. The LX isn't nearly as boxy as the G-Wagon, but really cool design there with the hood. And then the headlight design is super sharp looking as well. This also comes with fog lights, and yes, the grille is absolutely massive. There is now aftermarket support to change out the front bumper if you wanted more of a rugged off-roader look like what the G-Wagon has, and it'd still be less money than a G-Wagon. Tire and wheel setup on this version is 285 by 50 by 22. You've got the silver there on the top with the blacked out trim in the center. Body painted fender flares here. We also have these fixed running boards, blacked out mirror caps, blacked out door handles, and I think the side profile on this actually looks really good. Now when it comes to key fob features, you've got your lock and unlock opening for the hatch, and then we've got the Lexus logo on the back. The G-Wagon does not offer a third row at all, whereas you can get the Lexus LX with a 2-row or a 3-row. And you'll note that the third row is power up and down, the second row is just down, and we have an upgraded 2400 watt outlet in the back. And yes, with the hybrid, you do get this shelf system here to go flat across with the third row. But if you get the 2-row hybrid, then the load floor starts here and goes all the way back. And then the third row passengers do get the seat recline function and a USB port. Space back here is a little bit tighter, but again, it's kind of a place that you just reserve for kids. Now I've got the giant Lexus light bar here in the back. This also has 8,000 pounds of towing capacity. And although I'm not a huge fan of the front end, I think the back end of the LX looks really good. Let's now pop inside. For the rear passengers, we get these sunshades, and you get really nice trim all over the door panel. You also get more premium trim here for the seats themselves. We got little TVs here in the back, and on top of that, we get our own climate zone with heated seats and ventilated seats. And headroom back here is more than adequate. Keyless entry up front, and let's pop inside. Blind spot monitoring with the front, and then more really nice trim on the front door panel. This also comes equipped with memory seats. We've got the Mark Levinson sound system, and the mirrors do power fold in. This version has 1,190 pounds of payload capacity. And then more really nice trim here on the front seats, power adjustable with lumbar support. The passenger seats also power adjustable with lumbar support. And then off to the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we've got a shortcut for the camera system, and then we also have our trailer brake controls in this area. But let's start it up. Really nice trim all around the steering wheel with wood inserts. On the right-hand side, you got practical controls for your adaptive cruise control and lane centering. You also have little paddles there on the back. On the left side, you got your volume, voice command controls, controls for the center. And this has a very customizable digital gauge cluster, just like other new Toyota and Lexus vehicles. 360 camera system, really good resolution with the system, and it fills in underneath the vehicle as you move. And then the infotainment system itself has a shortcut bar here on the side. It is quick to respond. You also have a analog control for the volume. And this comes with massaging seats. Now you've got the secondary screen down below. You can use it for several items like the climate, for example, but it's kind of just like a little auxiliary screen. Some of you might like it, some of you might not. And then we do have physical controls for the climate. We also have our drive mode select. That is to pop it into 4-wheel drive low, and then you have your multi-terrain select, your regular drive modes, and then your crawl control built into this area too. Then we do have physical controls for the heated and ventilated seats and the heated steering wheel, and you've got an auto function on all of them. Now one downside with the hybrid, I think, is the shifter. You don't get the nice kind of like real feeling shifter you get in these 600s. But we do get some nice trim around the cup holders, wireless phone charging pad as well. Shortcut buttons for the auto hold and parking brake. This also has a center diff lock, stability control, and then you have adjustable suspension. It's hydraulic. And with the center console, it actually opens either way, which is awesome, and it does have a cool box feature as well. And I do want to emphasize the materials here, really tight fit and finish and very high quality feeling. Finally, we do have a camera rear view mirror and a sunroof, as well as a premium headliner. Now taking a look at the window sticker of this 700H, after all features of this one has total MSRP is $125,024. A base G-Wagon with no options starts at $150. Let's take this out. Set off in the LX, and as we're getting out of the parking lot, I know some people are going to comment, well, the heavy-duty construction of the G-Wagon, and well, LXs have heavy-duty construction too, but you know, they might talk about the materials with the doors and all that kind of stuff, and my response to you is, if you really care about that stuff, do what I did and buy an Ineos Grenadier. I don't know if you guys can see there, because the Ineos Grenadier has the same construction as a G-Wagon and literally starts at half the price. So G-Wagon owners, they're just coping when they say stuff like that, because you can, again, if you want the luxury, you get something like luxury and build quality. The LX has it, and then the Grenadier, if you're really looking for the military style in terms of the exterior and the durability, then you just get the Grenadier. Now some people will say, well, I want both, and again, I'd lead you back to the LX because it's right there. Like, the only benefit of the heavier duty doors with the G-Wagon, other than the sound, right, because I will admit the sound is cool, is if someone's gonna, I don't know, crash into the side of your vehicle, which, yeah, that happens, but come on guys, come on. So the LX is, in terms of, like, it's a very expensive car, but in terms of luxury SUVs, in my opinion, after reviewing cars for years, this is the pinnacle, right? Anything above this, you're basically just paying for a badge. You're paying for, you know, like I reviewed a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. That's a very nice SUV. Doesn't really drive any better than this, right? You get a more exotic powertrain with that, and you get more exotic materials inside, but it's not like the functionality isn't really better. And these materials actually tend to kind of last a little bit longer than some of the higher end leathers and everything. Those actually wear pretty quickly. But yeah, like, the ride quality of this is so smooth. It just, the active height control is really good. Hydraulic rather than air suspension, and so it just deletes all the bumps. And even if you adjust the height up or down, I mean, if you go to the bottom, right, you're gonna lose some compression, so yeah. But if you go all the way up, you don't lose any compression, and so it's still just as comfortable. I've taken the Overtrail version off-road, and it was the most comfortable off-roader I have ever experienced. The isolation in this, like, super thick glass and everything, it is absolutely fantastic. And then the power, tons of low end torque. Now the top end is not the most appealing. It is a turbo V6, which is not going to be as smooth as either a turbo inline 6 or a turbo V8, and both of those are powertrains that the G-Wagon has. But how many times are you going to fully ring out the engine, right? Because most of the time when people drive SUVs, you're just this, partial throttle. And in partial throttle, this thing has tons of torque, and off-road, tons of torque. So the point I'm trying to make with this video, and to show you guys this different package on the LX, because this package is really nice because it gives you all the luxury features. And if you're not going to take your LX off-road, then this is the one, excuse me, this is the one to get, because you get the luxury, you get the cooler looking wheels, and you get, I think, a slightly, I don't know, I think it looks, and the Overtrail looks good on the outside, but this with the blacked out grille and everything, it looks just as cool as the Overtrail. And it's also going to perform better on road with the street tires versus the off-road tires that the Overtrail has. Probably get better fuel economy too. All-terrain tires, right, they always make fuel economy suffer a little bit. But yeah, I just, with the cars that are on the market nowadays, I don't see the point in the G-Wagon. Like, I get it that it's cool, V8 SUV, but then also, again, if you like have to have a V8, Wrangler 392, right? You get a boxy SUV with crazy V8 performance. So it's like, there's so many vehicles that are so much less expensive than the G-Wagon that give you similar aspects of it. And again, I know some people are saying, well, it combines everything. It has the V8, it has the luxury, it has the engine. I get it, but that's not worth over $200,000, right? That's not worth it. And if you're okay with not having a V8, the G550 to me seems pointless nowadays. I mean, come on. 150 grand starting for an inline 6 turbo? No. That's stupid. That's just stupid. So, this newest iteration of the LX is really good in terms of the luxury, the build quality, the features. Like, it has it all, and that's why I've been trying to get my hands on one, but seems a little bit difficult. If you guys are wondering, I talked about this on the this is all a close video with. I talked about ordering one of these on the channel. Well, getting one of these. And this wasn't the dealership. That's all I'm gonna say. Wasn't the dealership. The person I was talking to just never got back to me. I gave them the build sheet and everything that I would like, and they just kind of, so I don't know if my email got lost or what happened, but the LX for me might not happen. I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably reach out again in like a few weeks or maybe a month or something. But let me know what you guys think about this version of the LX. But I think that, like I said, this newest iteration of the LX combines off-road capability, again, especially if you get the Overtrail, off-road capability, luxury, durability, features. It has it all, and it's still a lot less money than the G-Wagon.